AITA for blaming my sister, not me, when her son ate my space brownies? I live in a state where weed is 100% legal and sold in stores FYI. I usually buy ingredients from my bud tender then bake myself marijuana-laced sweets. I make large batches so there's often some in my fridge. Yesterday my sister and parents dropped by unannounced. They called literally 30 minutes before being at my door to tell me they decided to visit and were on the way. My sister's 5-year-old son Jasper was brought along. My sister asked me if I had any sweets for Jasper because he was being cranky and loud. I said I'd check. I went to the fridge and my sister followed me there. Of course I did not consider the brownies a sweet to calm Jasper down, so I said no sweets, and she pointed out the brownies and said like, oh, this will do great. I told her no, the brownies are 100% off limits for everyone and especially Jasper. Sister is very anti-weed, so I did not want to just say they're space brownies, so I just said, nobody is touching the brownies, my roof my rules, this is an unpassable line in the sand. She said okay. An hour or so later, we're out in the yard chatting when Jasper starts puking, and he is getting red and crying. My sister freaks out and asks me what the hell I put in those brownies. I'm like, you didn't fucking do that. I run to the fridge and yes, my sister stole 4 brownies and fed them to Jasper behind my back, after I explicitly forbade it. My sister seemed to only care about screaming at me and blaming me for poisoning her son. I had to yell at her to load her fucking kid in the car because he needed to go to the hospital. After all that was behind us, Jasper had come down, my sister called me to berate and blame me, and I lost it at her. I screamed back that she poisoned her own son because she stole something she knew was entirely off limits. She ended up crying because I cut her off and turned all her accusations back at her. Today, our parents visited me, sister and Jasper were not there, to discuss the situation more calmly, and they say they understand that technically she stole the drugs from me after being told not to, but that it was my space brownies in the first place and I should not have space brownies in a house where a kid might find them anyway. I told them that it's my own house and I absolute can have space brownies in my own house if I want to. I do not have kids, and they did not tell me in advance they were going to visit me, so I could not stash the brownies somewhere else or make sure the pan was fully eaten before a kid entered my house. They still insisted to remove all the blame from my sister to put it on me, even if they were trying to be diplomatic about it, like saying that well my sister is stubborn so she will never admit blame and apologize, so to save the peace I should be the bigger man and take on the blame and apologize to her, and probably get punched by Jasper's father, who's apparently been in a rage about the incident. I ended up getting angry at my parents because they just would not budge no matter what I could say, and I said that if I have to choose between having the freedom to have weed in my own house and being visited by relatives, I'd happily continue getting high and make my whole family persona non grata inside my home. They seemed really hurt by that, and they left soon after in a very sour ambience. So AITA?